Hey everyone, welcome to the My Scaling YouTube channel. I'm your host. As always, my name is Eddie Wang, and it's been forever since I wanted to make a series of this. And as you guys remember, there was a time I was covering Samurai Showdown 7, right? Which is the Samurai Showdown for PS4. And I talked a lot about this game. And this is Samurai Showdown 2, one of the greatest footsies games of all times. Unbeatable to this day. And I want to make you a small breakdown of how this game was so you guys can understand a little bit from where we are coming from in that game. And it's one of my favorite games as well because I played this a lot when I was around my teenage per se. This game is very different from most of the fighting games that you play these days. Most of the fighting games these days is all about comboing, zoning, of course, comboing and doing big damage setups and 50-50. This is not a game about 50-50. As you guys know, Samurai Shodown game is a game about with punishing, poking, and a lot of spacing. And there is quite a lot I like about this game, and I'm going to go right about in a pinch. Just bear with me right here because there is no time. There is no way to freeze time in this game. It's super annoying actually, and we're gonna have to do this in order to play. Gonna have to reload a lot of save states. And so for this game, the buttons, for example, let's start with the buttons, right? The buttons is very important. So when you do a light, there are 6 buttons in this game, or 4 buttons, but there is a combination that culminates on a third button. For example, there is a light slash medium slash, and if you combine both light and medium slash, you are going to get a big slash. If you land, there is also a light kick, a medium kick, and we see you're going to get a bigger kick. I'm going to explain what is happening, just bear with me a little bit. And this combination goes in all positions, as you guys can see. The big slash is the one, the light doesn't do as much damage, but it's faster. The medium does quite considerable damage and recovers is a little bit longer than light, and it's a medium between both. And then there is the big slash that does insane damage. This is where you are going to get most of your damage from the game. As if you guys haven't noticed, one big slash is equivalent to getting hit by 2 medium slashes. So if you hit like something like this, and then there is also the power, which each character has a different way to access it, and it has its own command, and if you don't use it after it goes away, then your rage state goes back to normal. So this game is amazing. So another thing that the game does is camera pan. As you guys can see how it switches back and forth, and the way the camera zooms in and out on a certain range in this game was huge because there was a range where you used to play with this around in order to make you vomiting through your eyes, because it made harder to see the distance where your character is or not in order to get hit by a slash. So it used to be big in this game. And as I said, this is not a game about combos, and this is a game that punishes you if you sit around too much as well. For example, if I'm sit right here and fire a projectile like Chamu Chamu, the next time the referee helpers passes on the screen, it knows that I'm attacking even with a projectile. So it's going to punish Kami for sitting around on the screen, and he's going to reward me. How does he do that? So he's going to throw me health, and he's going to put bombs on her just to force her to do something on screen. Just wait a little bit longer. We are in second 46, 49. I believe he's around second 30 is where he actually passes on. It tends to be random sometimes, but this happens. Where is it? Come on, man. You punished me earlier. So it's still a random factor in the game. Just going to put this right here. And when it passes on the screen, it's going to punish the character who is not attacking. That is how he does it. He recognizes the pattern and says, man, you are just sitting there doing nothing. then hit some bomb, and the guy that is doing everything in his power to do some damage is going to receive health, and the other one receives bombs. So the game punishes you for that. But I really love this game because not only the 6-button combination does quite a lot, but each character also brings a lot to the table. For example, Aomaru can become a doll. See that? And you can do codes from that. The universal movement is also much better in this game. As you guys know, characters can run, can backdash, uh, can can prone. This avoids some projectiles as well. You can hop, short hop backwards or in the same place. You just cannot short hop forward, and you cannot attack from short hop. You can take roll as well, roll backwards or roll forwards. See, and this also avoids projectiles. You have a throw with the B button and with the D button as well. You can taunt with B and D. You can also taunt with A and C. The game is really crazy. And that is not all. For example, you guys see the model of Aomaru in this game. He is not as bulky. His hair is not annoying as the other samurais. It's because the design style after this samurai changed, and in my opinion he stopped being an attractive guy. It's one of the reasons why I stopped picking Aomaru. Mostly so because they also messed a lot with him tool wise. I'm really not a fan of what they did with Aomaru after this game, but I really love this version of Aomaru, but mostly because around this time SNK used to base themselves a lot in Street Fighter. So Aomaru is like the Shoto of this game. So he has a projectile, right? This is the light version. He has a mid version, which the speed is slightly altered, and there is the bigger version or the strongest version of this move, which the startup takes a while, but the projectile is quite insane, and it does also a lot of damage. Really great. And you can also fake out. So if people jump at you when you are faking this out, you still have the DP. The light that touches only once. The medium touches you twice. And the heavy version also touches you twice, but it goes further in the air. Really fancy move. He also has the Osara. This is what we call it. We don't know exactly what it says. This is the light version, which is safe. There is the medium version, which is unsafe. And there is the CD version, which also is quite a lot. The light version, when it whiffs, you can still wake up with a DP, and if they are trying to poke you out, they are going to hit the DP. Aomaru also has a power, which I'm going to show you real quick. Come on. Yep. Take this, take that, and let me save. So Aomaru also has a power in this game, and his power is exactly what you expect, which is that move that always stays. We call this Amaterasu all the time, but it's a really good move, anti-air as well. And while it's not really safe to throw out mid-screen, this is an amazing anti-air, and if you jump to Aomaru to this, you die. And that's his power. But he also has a secret desperation move, which I'm going to use right here. And this boy, this is insane. You guys are seeing the damage that this does. If you take 2 of these, character dies. The lore, guys, if I tell you the lore about this move, you guys won't believe. When I started playing fighting games, I used to play Savage Rain a lot, and it was a game that to fire projectiles you had to press B and C all the time. So when I started playing this game, I was always trying to do special moves with B and C. So by trying to do that, I always ended up doing this, and I didn't know. So when I learned how to properly play fighting games, I used to talk about my friends about this move. I used to say Aomaru has a special move, a sort of a secret move where he does Kogitsuzan multiple times and it goes over in the screen. If that hits, you die. And everyone used to think that it was a myth, some sort of Uber legend. And it was impossible because no one ever seen until the day that the AI on its own did this move, and everyone was losing their minds over it. But over the time, after quite a lot of years, actually, in my teens already, because I started playing this game when I was 9, but when I was around 15 is when that the code of this move was discovered. And the way they used to do is 3 quarter circle forward, 1 quarter circle back, and then being set. But the true code of this move is down forward, half circle forward, reverse dragon punch, and then BC. That is how it's done. It's quite long, but there are ways that you can do this really fast. Especially since this is a game that when you get dizzy, the best combo you're going to get is sorry, the best combo you're going to get is this. Yeah, that's what you're going to get. But Aomaru in this case, you can get a lot more if you are fast enough. Let me see if I'm fast enough. You can get this. You do it. Oh, too slow. You can cancel that into his inspiration move, and you are going to get this. But you can also, since they are already busy, you can just do this. You go closer, and you do the move. And I can show you if the power doesn't activate, they are going to die. So this video is going to be about Aomaru and all the things that he has, and you guys are already seeing how balanced he is in this game. He still has all his command normals as always, just that this move it's a lot better in this game. Kogetsuzan is also a lot better in this game. You can fake projectiles with Aomaru. So he's not exactly like, he's not the best character in the game, at least not in the samurai, but he is balanced, and there is quite a lot to this game as well. You can avoid, there is a just guard in this game which I'm not going to show you because I don't know how to replicate it here, but there is a just frame guard in this game, and if you block on the frame, the character is going to parry whatever slash that is made into the just frame guard, then you can punish it openly. Really crazy. And I'm going to stop this video here, and I'm going to talk about far more interesting characters. Okay.